Houses of worship are spots of asylum and break for the steadfast. They are the regularly favored structures where marriage pledges are traded and troubled goodbyes happen. Some cutting-edge places of worship have enthusiastic applause and love meetings prior to stirring messages are given, while others incline toward grave psalms. During strict occasions, these constructions are the consecrated where long-standing customs are gladly upheld, in the soul of Easter. Here are pictures and videos of probably the most excellent places of worship to be found all throughout the planet. Number 5, Las Lajas Sanctuary. In 2015, The Telegraph named the Las Lajas Sanctuary or Santuario de las Lajas in Colombia as the most excellent church on the planet. This Gothic Revival-style church is situated inside a gorge and flaunts incredible engineering just as a puzzling painting which inception is covered in mystery. Legend has it that the Virgin Mary appeared to a lady and her hard-of-hearing quiet girl on where Las Lajas presently stands. It was 1754 and mother and girl were passing the Guaitara River when an enormous tempest loosened up. They frantically looked for cover and before long felt an undetectable power directing them towards a cavern. Once inside, the lady's young girl highlighted a picture of the Virgin Mary that had showed up on a cavern divider. Unexpectedly, the young lady could hear and talk. The narrative of this phenomenal occasion was spread all over, and a couple of years after the fact the main place of worship was based on the site. Las Lajas was built somewhere in the range of 1916 and 1949, and from that point forward, a lot more instances of marvelous mending have been accounted for. Number 4, Temple Expiatory del Sagrat Cor. The Temple Expiatory del Sagrat Cor is a famous piece of the horizon in Barcelona and is sufficiently enormous to be seen from most pieces of the city. The temple, additionally called the Church of the Sacred Heart, was constructed utilizing various sorts of stone and its starting points date back to 1886. The church incorporates 5 pinnacles with a 7-meter sculpture of Jesus overshadowing the city from the principal focal pinnacle. It sits on the most noteworthy mark of Mount Tibidabo and is reputed to have been fabricated in light of the fact that a Protestant church close by, a lodging and club, was purportedly going to be based on the slope. Number 3, First Church of Otago. In 1868, the primary stone of the First Church of Otago in Dunedin, New Zealand was laid by the city's author, Thomas Burns. To oblige the wonderful construction, the ground was brought down by 40 feet. It took many specialists to achieve this accomplishment, which brought about the laws and trees encompassing the congregation being a raised stage that involves bluff countenances on 3 sides of it. Inside, guests will discover 2 old street lamps that hail from Edinburgh, Scotland, just as a brilliant conflict commemoration window devoted to overcome nearby soldiers. The ringer in the congregation grounds was additionally a blessing from Scotland and stayed being used for a long time. Number 2, Hallgrímskirkja. The dazzling Hallgrímskirkja church in Iceland required 41 years to construct and is named after acclaimed Icelandic artist and minister, Reverend Hallgrímur Pettersson. Motivation for the congregation configuration came from nature components found in Iceland like glacial masses, volcanoes, and basalt segments. The individuals who visit the congregation will see a sculpture of Viking wayfarer Leifur Eriksson before it, which was a blessing from the US in 1930 to honor Iceland's 1000th Parliament commemoration. The sculpture remained in its spot some time before the congregation was even built, however many scrutinized the vibe of the congregation as being excessively older style. It isn't totally deprived of current innovation. Its congregation chimes were fixed and modernized in 2019 and have been constrained by an application from that point onward. Number 1 Tan Dinh Church. You would be excused if from the outset you mixed up the Tan Dinh Church in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, for a Disney-style palace. The congregation fuses Gothic and Renaissance components and is pastel pink in color. The church was set up by the Tan Dinh Parish, which was one of the main Catholic people group to get comfortable the southwest of Vietnam in 1861. The congregation opened to people in general in 1876 and in the years to follow. A shelter and all-inclusive school were worked close to it. The within the Tan Dinh Church is just about as bright as the outside with pink tints wherever just as Virgin Mary, Christ Jesus, and Heavenly Messenger sculptures. Thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel for more videos.